What's up guys, Nightingale here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing the Mystic Summon Revamp that recently came here on the 2.17.22 patch here, so February 17th, 2022. And I've covered this a little bit over the last couple months. If you've been on my Twitch channel, we've had discussions about this. I gave my opinions, we talked about what was revealed on the live stream and things like that. What I decided to do is make a YouTube video and put my thoughts out there, be done with it, and whenever somebody decides to ask about it, I can just link this. And I'm making this also directly to hand out to Smilegate so that they can hear and see and voice my opinion, because I don't agree with this at all. Now, a couple ground rules I want to lay out. First and foremost, this is just my opinion, and I am not happy. So go ahead and understand that right here, right now. I like the theory, but it needs to be reworked completely. And I'm going to go over everything. I'm going to give you everything in detail. Again, this video is not for everybody. Some of you don't care, especially new players that come into my channel and come specifically to my YouTube channel for new player advice. This has nothing to do for you guys. You can hear my rant if you want to call it a rant or whatever, but I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible and as clean and precise as I can. So, what I want to do is bring up the page here. I've also got the game back here, which I may switch to. So if I want, let me make this a little bit bigger so I can pop between the two, so that we can show you what's currently, well, no, actually it has updated. Well, it kind of has, but hasn't updated to this yet. So we're going to go back to December. I believe it was actually the Christmas Eve stream, or the near Christmas Eve stream, is where they first announced this. And they showed some stuff that originally didn't make sense. So, fun fact is, when they initially showed it off, where you see the Mystic Metal, they showed Galaxy bookmarks. Now, that initially raised my eyebrows, and I was like, As somebody who's worked in graphic design before, your graphic department normally doesn't mess up things like that and put in the wrong, especially in this game, a currency that completely would make you think. Now, yes, I heard exactly what they said on the live stream, and I watched it multiple times to make sure they said it, but they were also very much questioning each other on why that was there and why things happened, which now got me started. Did they know something that we didn't? It was point blank that they said exactly what was going to happen, happened. So what happened is, let's look at the patch notes, which is off the stove page right here. We're going to go through the patch notes first. So, the Mystic Summon revamp is cool, great. We're going to improve upon a system. I'm all for that. So the Mystic Summon grade selection function update. Some UI for the main and summon pages will be changed following the Mystic Summon update. So right now, currently in game, which is why I have this up, is if I go here, I'm gonna bring it up as soon as I finish getting to it. It looks like this. Now let's just go over here and turn off Chrome for a second. Right there. So right now, we cannot select Watcher Shuri, which is originally how this was set up. You couldn't pick between the two. It was summon 200 pulls, and you're gonna get the guaranteed 5-star hero. Now, with the UI update, we're gonna be able to pick between the two. So if you look right now, we are not allowed to do this, but it will be coming soon. Now let's go back to Chrome, and here we go. Okay, so now they're gonna be doing the newly adjusted UI will be applied on the 12.17 update. The grade selection feature for guaranteed summon will be applied to the next summon hero rotation, aka when Arbiter Vildred and Bad Cat Armin show up, I believe is who, yes, Bad Cat Armin's her name. So, the function is cool. They're adding now a pity for the ML4. The issue for this is this only benefits one group of players. The players who've been playing from the beginning of the game, who have most of the MLs, and are just after the ML4. This also stops the people who are out there who are crying about wanting the ML4, but don't want to waste their pity on the ML5. But that doesn't quite fit what this banner should be about. And again, this is my interpretation of what this banner should be about. My whole mantra here on the YouTube channel, especially with what we talk about with Epic 7 content, is we always look at it from the beginner's perspective. I don't look at it from an advanced player's perspective. I've been almost playing a year now in Epic 7, and I still try to think of the new player, think how I would react if I was a new player, and looking at somebody whose account doesn't have everything, I look at scenarios like this. So let's continue on. The grade selection functions. Let's actually talk about the technicals of this. The grade selection in the guaranteed summon, players will be able to select either the 4-star or the 5-star hero group for Mystic Summon. By default, it is set to the Moonlight 5 hero. Players can select the desired group on the main page of the Mystic Summon by tapping the 4-star or the 5-star, as I was showing you just a second ago. No limit or cost to this, which is fine, great. I'm glad it doesn't cost a currency or anything like that to switch between them, because that would be really trolly. But let's put it this way. I've seen gacha games make you pay to have a pity system, so it wouldn't surprise me. The summon count on the top of the page displays the summon count of the selected group. So right up here where we see the, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but if you see right here, yeah, if I click into it, you see the 195 summons, and of course it reads, says left until current 5-star hero. So if you click over to, in this case, on the Lionheart Sermia banner, which again is covered up by this, the Google page, would say now it would be, it'd say X summons till current 4-star ML guaranteed hero. Okay, continue on. The summon count will not switch over. The Moonlight of the group will, the 5-star group will be selected after each summon rotation. Cool, so it'll always default back to the ML5. All right, I'm okay with that. The Mystic Summon probabilities will not be affected by the player selection. Great, so you're not getting a more rated up because you're on the 5-star or the 4-star. Cool. Now, max summon count. All right, let's talk about this. I'm all right here. 4-star and 5-star heroes available in the Mystic Summon will have separate max summon counts. Okay, as should be expected. We have a 5-star pity number and we have a 4-star pity number. Cool, I'm good with that. The maximum summon count for the 5-star is 200, which it always has been. I should say, has always been this way while it's had the pity system. There were players that played before that didn't have pity system on the Mystic banner. So changes happened. Great, cool. We innovate, we move forward. Here is one of the moving forwards. Now, as you know, of the February update, with now coming Arbiter Vildred next week, I believe, is when it's set to drop, the Moonlight will now have 110 pull to the guaranteed hero. Awesome. So now you're guaranteed at 110 pulls to get that unit. But every time the player performs a summon, the summon count of the selected group will decrease by 1, and the summon count of the group of the other group will remain unchanged. This line right here is what literally sends me over the edge. That right there. We'll cover the rant later, but we'll continue on because we got just a little bit more to go. When the player summons the desired hero, the summon count of the selected group will reset, as it should. When the player summons a Moonlight hero while the hero group is not selected, the summon count of the group will not reset. Okay, I'm okay with this as well. It makes sense. If you had this system, it kind of makes sense. But what's about to happen, and this is where new players, I want you to pay attention. You should never, under any circumstance, for your first year, maybe even 2, ever, and I mean ever, click over to the 4-star hero and let that summon. And as a new player who's been working up, I've pitied so far, or near pitied. We've pulled on Mystic Banner, we've pulled for LQC. Actually, I'll be honest, I chucked, I think, 500 Mystics when I first started playing, trying to get FCC, just because I thought she looked cool. I had no idea who she was, and I don't know if I even did it on stream at that time, but I may have thrown a little bit there. But let's not count that, because it was less than, it was 500 or less. I tried. We've near pitied LQC. I think I was within 10 when I ended up pulling her. We almost pitied Bellion, and I stopped, I waited, and I saw that a Ravio's coming up next, so there was my second Moonlight hero from the Mystic banner. Third was a really YOLO send Mystic summon, a 10 pull. We did when I was ending stream, about to raid somebody. Actually, the raid was ticking. I clicked over and we hit for Moonlight Celine. We'd got a random 10 pull there and got her. And then Lionheart Sermia, I did another absolute to the literal Hail Mary 10 pull as I was about to hit a raid and we ended up pulling her. Other than that, that's all I got in a year. Now, to some of you, that's more than you've actually pulled, or to some of you, that may be you may have pulled 4, 5, 6 of the heroes along the way. I don't specifically go in and pull on every banner. I didn't pull on Rylet. I didn't pull on Dilibets when she was up. I didn't pull on a lot of them. Actually, I got Dilibet out of a daily, just in case you were wondering, because you will see her on my account. So I'm expecting about 3 pities a year I'll get out of my account with my current grind. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. We'll have to see how year 2 goes. I'm excited to see. But under no circumstance should a new player click over to this, because they're not burning down their ML5 pity that they should be working on. Now, yes, I understand with the current concept that it's meant to be that you can burn down 2 pity and now save your pity. But now here's where we're going to interject something. Now let's go back to that live stream where I said I started thinking, and maybe they had something else. So let's close out Chrome now for a second, and let's talk about my theory, and then I'll give you my rant. They initially showed this icon, the Moonlight summon. So this was very odd. Why would you show the Galaxy bookmark when it comes to talking about Mystic banners? That makes no sense. There's a Mystic currency in the game. Maybe they just gave us an actual hint, because it's not the first time that a company has accidentally released the wrong promo art and leaked out something that they weren't ready to talk about. They just wanted to announce that they were bringing a Mystic summon pity. Great. But what if they had revamped the Galaxy summons? Now, here's my concept and why it's better than current Smilegate's system. So let's start here. Let's start at the Mystic banner. Screw the selecting pity of which one you can pick. Get rid of that system completely. Right now, if it was implemented today, it would say 195 summons to current ML5 or current 5-star Moonlight hero guaranteed summon. Below this, if it was brand new, I hadn't touched it yet, it would say 110 summons left until the current 4-star Moonlight guaranteed summon. Now, what does that mean is, at this point, you don't get to pick, but you're guaranteed as you burn the system down. So if you start burning Mystics and you zero it out and you summon the 4-star, because it'll happen first here, you will have 85 summons left until your 5-star hero. There shouldn't be an option here to select between the two. The only people who are going to say, dude, I don't want to burn this, I don't want this, you already have the hero, you've already been playing a while, you're already established. That's fine. But I got something for you in just a minute that's better. So let this just naturally tick down. This currency is already hard to get as it is, and it's exceptionally more expensive to get. And we're already having to invest over 200, which is over 11,000 Mystic medals to pull a 5-star hero. Again, I understand why the lock of the pity is there. And yes, there's nothing changed. You can still do it exactly as is, keeping the 5-star always selected and trying to get the 4-star. Cool. But what I'm saying is, forget the whole selecting your hero here. Now, let's go back to the Moonlight summon page. Now, if you notice, we have the twins here. What a perfect scenario to utilize your 2 twins. Take the exact concept here and put an image selector of a hero on the girl and on the boy. On left and on right. I don't actually know their names. I completely forgot. But let's just say we put an image on both of them. All right? One controls the ML5, one controls the ML4s. Now, we bring the pity system to the Galaxy bookmark system with the exact same numbers. The exact same numbers. Okay? So that means you now need to pull 200 Galaxy bookmarks to pity a unit off of here. And you would need 110 pulls of Galaxy, which would be 550? Yeah, that'd be 550 Galaxy bookmarks to pull an ML4. 110 pulls. That's insane. So, now let's talk about the pity system and how it works here. So there was a couple things they mentioned that I really liked. If you pull another ML5 that's not on your pity, or pulled another 5-star that's not that pity, it doesn't reduce your pity. So let's say here, we're gonna pick on, I've been using Dark Corvus because that's the unit I'm after. I really want Dark Corvus. So let's say my pity setup for the 5-star is Dark Corvus. But I pull Top Model Luluka, or Operator Sigrid, 2 units that I really, really want to have on my account. The pity doesn't drop, it's still there for Dark Corvus. But let's say, all of a sudden, I want to go for a 4-star. Things have changed, the meta's kind of shifted around, and I'm like, maybe I really do want this new 4-star unit. Well, okay. Let's spin it again to today. We're going to jump around a little bit, but I'm going to try to keep this concise. Let's say Bad Cat comes out, or Bad Cat Armin comes out, and I want to use my summoning ability here in the Mystic. How do we keep this fair? We don't let those new units come into this right away, which will devalue the Galaxy bookmark to some people, because this is where they actually, some people get their new Moonlights off of this. But if you wait till the end of the rotation, you can pull them out of this. So if you, let's say the 3 weeks go by, Bad Cat Armin comes off the Mystic banner, she now shows up as a selectable unit here, you're 1 away from your pity, click, there you go. You now get Bad Cat Armin out of this. Same thing for the ML5 hero. Right now, ML Sermia is currently on banner. She should not be a summonable unit out of this, or a pitiable unit out of this, at least. You cannot, let's make it more fair and say they're not a pitiable unit. They can't be selected for pity, but you can still pull them out of it. I think we can agree that's fair. That actually sounds even better the more I think about that. So, in this case, we've now brought a pity system here, which is fine. This should not be an indefinite dump for nothing, because I do see people who come in chat and they show me their summons, they talk about it, and how it's abysmal. There's some days where it's nothing but 3 stars, and they spent a lot of time saving up to do a big run, all to see 3 stars and maybe a 4-star. Or in my case, I had a 50-50 spark rate when we did it yesterday on my stream. I hit about 50% spark, 50% not spark, but I also got an ML5. Turned out to be a dupe, don't care. I got Galaxy coins, I finally have access to the shop. Call me a whale. Free to play. Whatever. But that didn't happen. That system didn't happen. That system didn't come. It would be such a huge quality of life change to be able to have this. Now, some players are going to instantly get all riled up and say, no, that's not fair because X, Y, Z. This shouldn't have it, or I didn't have it. I just spent 100 bookmarks, 500 bookmarks, 2,000 bookmarks. They shouldn't have a pity here. That's not fair, because then the whales only get it. Do you realize that the average person will not hit a pity in a year unless they are doing serious amounts of summoning on their account to be able to get the galaxies to get a pity of this unit? It really won't make that big a difference in the ML5 economy by adding a pity here, because most of you spend them as you get them and not many people are hoarding these. Sure, we're going to have people in the comment section are going to say, I have X amount done. Cool, great, congratulations, I'm proud of you. I hope you get the unit you're after when you finally decide to pull. But in this case, most people, as you see, I could go do one right now, and I have none. I spent 100 roughly yesterday. But I got a decent return. If this would have had a pity system, I would have now worked down enough that I would have felt like, okay, I put a dent in the pity system. So now if I want to keep working towards my Dark Corvus that I was thinking, great. Now, that's where the summonable switch is. That makes the most sense, because it's not, this currency is already so rare, switching between them doesn't really matter. So if I want to burn down on my 4-star pity, because, again, it was designed because of AOL. If we want to get really technical with this, this feature only became a thing because of what AOL did. For those of you who don't know who AOL is, that's Angel of Light Angelica, which is an ML 4-star that people think is such a oppressive and superior unit. She's a good unit, but she's not this, oh my god, we had to create a new system because all the big whales spent thousands of dollars, pulled several spezzes, and didn't pull the ML4. In this case, that's what the system was created for. That's the only reason this exists. So now, to finish up the rant, this is an absolute garbage system. Through and through. It really is. I get who it's for. I get their concept, and I also get nothing's technically changed. I'm not being forced to select this. And the player that is kind of upset right now and is about to be a keyboard warrior, I understand your sentiments of you already have all the ML5s, in your opinion, and you only need the ML4. There's no need for you, and you don't want to blow your pity because you want to be able to instantly one-tap the unit. I don't think this banner should be that. If you want to be able to instantly one-tap a unit, it should be on the Galaxy bookmark setting, and it should be waiting until they come off the rotation for you to guarantee that summon. If you are sitting on 0, the next summon will summon the hero. In this case, with the value of these Mystic Metals, unless they are planning to start really pumping these into the game more, this does not need to exist in this format. This needs to be, if I spend 500 pulls, or 500 Mystic Metals, each number drops by 10. Period. Not just the Mystic for the 5-star, not just the Mystic for the 4-star. They both need to tick at one time. This banner needs to stay in that functionality. It's the only thing I think that really makes the most out of the currency, because I now feel cheated that I can't save a pity, if you want to think about it, for both. Why couldn't I? But there's no third option. It's not I can't save them, I gotta burn one or the other. Why would I want to sit here if there happens to be a new unit and a new ML, or two new units, which an ML5 and an ML4? I don't think I've seen that yet, where they've put new and new. But then you're between a rock and a hard place. I don't think they're going to do that. For most of the time I see, it's a rerun ML5 with a new ML4, and just vice versa. It's typically a new ML5 with a rerun ML4. For new players, this really upsets me, because I feel like there are certain units that give you value. These banners have value. When I'm looking at these, I'm looking at not only the ML5, I'm looking at the 5-star, the 5-star artifact, the 4 stars in it, and the 4-star artifacts. In this banner alone, right now, currently, Eufiend's great. Time Matter, cool. I don't technically need to limit break it, but if you don't have Time Matter and you're wanting to work on Banshee one-shot and Azzy one-shot, Time Matter is a great one. You don't really need it for Banshee, but I have it worked up for Banshee, but it works for Banshee one-shot and it works for Azzy one-shot. We've got Dominial. So if you have Challenger Dominial, great, imprints. If you want to be a troll and use her reflex, she's actually not a bad ice unit. You've got Silk, so if you are wanting to use ML Silk, there's speed imprints. Kawazu, great, cool. Kawazu's not great as a RGB, but if you go over to his ML4, he's a really good unit. That's free attack. Great value there. Maya's not great, again, as her RGB, but her fighter Maya is actually really trollily good. Now we go look at artifacts. Look at this. We've got Arius, Water's Origin, and what is this? Infinity Basket. So 2 out of the 3 4-stars are actually high value. Arius's, you're always going to need a few Arius's, a few spare Arius's for your knights, and Water's Origin's a great Soul Weaver artifact. So when I'm looking at banners, I'm looking at all the value overall. I don't just look at it as a singular unit. So I make some decisions when I'm trying to pull the new unit. If I'm going to be going deeper, I try to get the most bang out of my buck overall. Not everybody does this. I know a lot of guys, and a lot of you will go as soon as the banner's up, you dump everything hoping to get it. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. I will like to sit out and play out my hand to see. In this case, we click here, we can see the next rotation. So we'll assume this is, again, ML Sirmia still here, and I go, okay, I don't really need Lilibet. I don't, even though I need Dilibet things, but we're just going to say, I don't really need her. I don't need Iron Fan, or, yeah, that is Iron Fan, right? Yeah, Iron Fan. I don't need Shuri dupes. Dark Corvus dupes, absolutely. Again, I want Dark Corvus, and I'm missing just a few for him. Angelica, yeah, great, awesome. I don't really need Adamant Shields, and I don't need Magahara's Tome. I don't want to really pull on this banner. So this now helps me make my decision. Cool. So this week, if I want to summon on this unit, I'm going in all here. So I look at it as a lot more value overall on this banner. There's so much going on here. So, Smilegate, my plea to you, may this probably go unheard, but my plea is that you change this system soon. I can understand you're going to let it go for a season 2, you're going to see how it goes. But please take the recommendation of this. make the Mystic Banner completely pull both pities down at the same time. So if I click 10 now, it'll say 185 to 5-star, and then it'll say 100 to 4-star. And let that be it. Get rid of the selectable here. Move that function, which is a great idea, to here. Utilize your twins. And now, the fair point would be the new unit cannot be selected here as the pitiable unit, but you can still pull them out of the galaxy bookmark. So we don't absolutely take people's value out of the galaxies who save a bunch for the new unit to come out in hopes they pull it. But now, if they have another unit they may want to dupe of and it's sitting on the pity and they want to start writing it down, great, they can. And if they want to stop working on that and start working on a 4-star, they can click over and start doing it there. And it works identically to how they have it set up for the Mystic Banner, but in the Galaxy Bookmark system, which is a rarer currency and a much longer term project, which makes it, to me, seem more fair to have a hard selectable summon. And yes, that means I can come in here, and if I want to select Mediator Queric as my summon right now, and all of a sudden I feel like things have changed and the new meta says I need top model Luluka, I can switch off him, go to her, and there we go. Nothing happened, nothing changed, my pity stays the same. And now I can work towards that. So if a big buff comes out and I don't have my pity all the way down yet, I'm able to switch. Or in this case, I was working on this, new unit comes out and I go, ooh, wow, I really want this. So let's talk about Bellion, since she was recently out here the last 6 months. Bellion was a cool unit I kind of really wanted, but they gave me a Ravi, really hurt my hand, but I would say I'm holding a pity close here. Great. Bellion comes off banner, I now switch her, bang, now I've got Bellion. But that took time to do. It's not a Mystic Banner, which you'll be able to do more often because the currency is technically a little bit easier to get. So, I know people are going to have their differences of opinion, and let's go out and to say this. I respect all of your opinions on how you guys think about this. Personally, I think this is a flawed system and needs to be fixed. I hope you, Smilegate, will look at this opinion and maybe try to implement something better. I'm really passionate about the game, I really care about the community and how things go, and I always want to look at this again from the new player's perspective. Not everything needs to cater to new players, and I do understand that. There should be content in the game that new players should not have access to, and I 100% agree to that. There should be levels of difficulties and challenges and all that exist everywhere. But in the case of this specific banner, I believe this was the step in the wrong direction with the right idea in mind. Yes, you wanted to implement a pity to give it value so that people don't feel cheated that they didn't get it after spending such a steep amount of mystic medals, and let's be real, thousands of dollars if to do it, because one pity is about $800 US. It gives them a little bit of reinsurance that their investment will at least walk away with one of the ML4. Great, but don't make it be one or the other guaranteed. You're guaranteed both if you spend 200 and I think 50, or it'd be if you spend 11,000, if you spend 11,050 bookmarks, you are guaranteed both the ML4 and the ML5. That's my specific view on this. I hope you guys can respect my opinion, and I will respect yours. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about this or want to lightly discuss this, again, let's try not to keep this into novel-based stuff. I don't really want to write a dissertation in the comments below, but I'm happy to discuss this with you guys as we can. You're more than welcome also to come hang out with me live on Twitch. I'm live typically Monday through Saturdays from 7 a.m. Eastern Time to around 10:30 Eastern Time right now as my schedule sets for right now in February of 2022. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Smilegate, if you do end up listening to this. And I really want to thank you for your time of taking the time to watch this video. I hope you guys listen, and maybe more of the community can come up with maybe even something better than what I have. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.